The interview started in a relaxed and humorous way as Eminem was asked to sign an old vinyl record from his early career. He laughed when he saw how rare the record was and admitted he was surprised someone had gone so deep into his old music collection. The moment brought back memories of their teenage years and the early days of hip-hop culture. Eminem even joked about how much better the host's signature looked compared to his own. Soon, the discussion shifted toward Eminem's surprise album Kamikaze. The host asked why he decided to release the album without any promotion or warning. Eminem explained that modern internet culture gives people too much time to judge music before hearing it. According to him, when artists announce albums months in advance, listeners begin creating expectations in their minds. Some fans expect a certain style, while others already decide they will dislike the project before listening to a single song. He said that was exactly what happened with Revival. Before the album even came out, many people online were already calling it terrible. Eminem felt that listeners had already made up their minds before hearing the actual music. Because of that experience, he believed releasing Eminem admitted he felt confused by the reaction to Revival. He wondered if people disliked it simply because it sounded different from current rap trends. He remembered a time when hip-hop valued Kamikaze as a surprise was the best move. He wanted fans to hear the music first instead of criticizing expectations. The conversation then focused on criticism inside hip-hop. Throughout his career, Eminem had often been attacked by outside groups like politicians, activists, or organizations offended by his lyrics. But this time, the criticism came from within the rap community itself. That affected him differently. Originality, more than anything. Back then, artists had to sound unique to stand out. But over the years, he noticed a shift in the culture. Now, if music does not sound similar to popular trends, many listeners immediately reject it. Although he accepted constructive criticism, he believed much of the backlash became personal and excessive. That forced him to revisit his older albums and honestly evaluate them. Eminem admitted that projects like Encore and Relapse were not perfect. Looking back at Relapse, he said he cringed at some of the strange accents and exaggerated horror-themed lyrics he used during that era. He explained that at the time he became obsessed with bizarre serial killer storytelling and complicated rhyme patterns. Years later, he realized he had gone too far creatively. However, he also believed those mistakes helped him grow as an artist. Without Relapse, he said, he would never have made Recovery. And without the criticism surrounding Revival, Kamikaze would not exist. Eminem also revealed that anger often inspires his creativity. Even though Eminem explained that he actually appreciates many young content creators because they remind him of old-school hip-hop fans. They passionately break down bars, discuss lyrics, and debate music just like rap some hurts him emotionally. It also motivates him to respond through music. There is a certain energy that comes from proving people wrong. That emotional tension pushes him to write harder lyrics and sharper responses. The host praised Eminem for refusing to hide from criticism in the digital age. Instead of changing himself to fit public opinion, Eminem confronted critics directly on Kamikaze. He even addressed YouTube reviewers and online commentators who constantly analyze rap music. Fans did years ago. However, he also pointed out that internet culture created endless critics. Some people contribute to hip-hop as rappers, producers, DJs, or writers, while others simply criticize from the sidelines without creating anything themselves. He said everyone has the right to express opinions, but he also has the right to respond however he wants. Eminem admitted he does not mind criticism, but he refuses to become everybody's punching bag. The interview later moved toward his relationship with Joe Budden. Eminem explained that although they were never extremely close friends, he still felt disappointed by Budden's harsh criticism because he had spent years supporting Slaughterhouse and helping promote the group. He described how he used his own platform to give Slaughterhouse exposure, while Joe publicly criticized him and his music. Eminem believed criticism is fair, but there should still be respect between artists who worked together professionally. He pointed out that he never publicly trashed Joe Budden's albums, which made the comments feel more personal. This led into a discussion about Slaughterhouse. Eminem explained that the group's second album was never fully completed because the members could not agree on the final songs. Everyone had different opinions about beats and production. Eventually, Members focused on their solo careers instead of finishing the project together. He also defended Slaughterhouse's first album, saying critics unfairly attacked it for sounding too polished. Eminem believed the production was strong and that the backlash never made sense to him. He admitted it hurt emotionally when the group failed commercially because he genuinely believed in their talent and wanted them to become one of hip-hop's greatest lyrical groups. The conversation then turned toward his conflict with Machine Gun Kelly. Eminem clarified that the issue was not originally about comments regarding his daughter. Instead, he felt MGK continued taking public shots at him through songs, interviews, and social media posts. Once Eminem noticed the repeated references, he felt forced to respond. At the same time, he admitted rap battles create a difficult situation. Responding to another artist often increases that person's popularity and attention. He wanted to lyrically destroy his opponents, but he also knew every response made them bigger in the public eye. Toward the end of this section, Eminem spoke about Jessie Reyez, who appeared on Kamikaze. He described discovering her after seeing her perform on television late one night. Her voice immediately stood out to him because it sounded emotional, unique, and authentic. He admired the fact that she writes from real experiences and creates deeply personal music. Eminem predicted she would become a huge artist because of her originality and talent. He remembered how quickly she created hooks in the studio and how naturally their collaboration came together. Finally, Eminem discussed Dr. Dre and his involvement in the creation of Kamikaze. Dre had also been confused by the negative reaction to Revival because he believed the album contained strong material. Their conversations encouraged Eminem to continue recording instead of becoming discouraged by the criticism. At first, Eminem only planned to release 1 or 2 songs. But as he kept recording, the project slowly grew into a full album. That spontaneous creative process eventually became Kamikaze, an album fueled by frustration, competition, and his determination to remind the world why he remains one of hip-hop's greatest lyricists. The second half of the interview became more emotional and personal as Eminem discussed politics, hip-hop culture, friendships, and his personal journey through fame. One major topic was the controversial BET freestyle he performed criticizing Donald Trump and speaking about issues happening in America. Eminem explained that he felt strongly about social injustice and believed it was important to speak openly instead of remaining silent. He mentioned that artists like KXNG Crooked inspired him by addressing real-life issues in their music. Eminem said he understood why some fans reacted negatively to his political statements, especially fans who supported Trump. Looking back, he admitted there were moments where he wished he had approached certain lines differently and shown more empathy toward listeners with different opinions. However, he still believed the message itself mattered more than the backlash. He explained that watching the news every day frustrated him deeply, especially during the controversy surrounding Colin Kaepernick and the national anthem protests. Eminem believed many people completely misunderstood the purpose behind Kaepernick's protests. According to him, the issue was never about disrespecting the country or the military. Instead, it was about raising awareness regarding racial injustice and discrimination. Eminem revealed that after some of his political lyrics, the Secret Service actually visited his studio to ask questions about whether certain lyrics were intended as real threats or simply artistic expression. Although the conversation then shifted toward his relationship with younger artists like Tyler, the Creator. Eminem admitted he once admired Tyler and appreciated the creativity of Odd Future. He respected how they pushed boundaries and created their own unique style. His situation surprised many listeners. Eminem treated it as proof of how seriously authorities sometimes take controversial music. However, things became complicated after Tyler publicly criticized some of Eminem's music online. Eminem explained that although he initially ignored the comments because Tyler was younger, the constant public criticism eventually frustrated him enough to respond on Kamikaze. Later, however, Eminem admitted he regretted using a particular offensive word during the diss because he realized it hurt many people beyond just Tyler himself. He explained that during moments of anger, artists sometimes say things they later regret. Looking back, he wished he had handled that situation differently. The interview later focused on Joyner Lucas, whom Eminem praised heavily. He described Joyner as one of the most talented younger rappers in the industry. Eminem first noticed him years earlier during a BET cypher because his lyrics and storytelling immediately stood out. He especially admired Joyner's ability to tell emotional stories while still maintaining complex rhyme patterns. Eminem explained that when he listens to rappers, he pays close attention to technical skill, creativity, and originality. Joyner impressed him because he combined all of those qualities together naturally. Another important subject was ghostwriting in hip-hop. Eminem made it very clear that writing his own lyrics has always been extremely important to him. He explained that hip-hop gave him confidence during difficult childhood years growing up in Detroit. Writing rhymes made him feel powerful when he otherwise felt weak and insecure. Even though he does not judge artists who use ghostwriters, Eminem personally believes writing your own lyrics is one of the foundations of true hip-hop culture. He explained that rap originally grew from lyrical competition, CL. He described hip-hop as something almost like a father figure in his life. Music gave him confidence, purpose, and identity. The interview also touched on the Grammy Awards. Eminem strongly criticized the Grammys, saying he felt the award show often ignores the true impact certain artists have on music and culture. He mentioned several examples where he believed deserving artists were overlooked, including 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé. Eminem said he became frustrated because award shows often invite huge artists to increase ratings while still giving awards to different choices that feel disconnected from public impact. Because of that frustration, he stated he no longer has interest in attending the Grammys. Toward the end of the interview, the mood became more emotional as Eminem discussed D12 and the song, Stepping Stone. He explained that the death of Proof deeply changed the group forever. According to Eminem, Proof was the glue that kept D12 united. After his passing, the members slowly drifted apart while focusing on individual projects and personal careers. Eminem admitted it became difficult to continue the group in the same way without Proof's leadership and energy. Even though D12 may never fully reunite as before, Eminem emphasized that the members still care deeply about each other and remain lifelong friends. He also expressed a desire to continue supporting their solo careers however possible. The host